We acknowledge we are hosted on the lands of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Wendat. We also recognize the enduring presence of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples.
Hello, and welcome to Tips and Tricks for Helping Children Return to School. My name is Afshan Siddiqui, and I'm a psychologist with the board. Yvonne Wyndham, a speech-language pathologist, and I will be presenting you with some ideas to make your students' transition back to school as smooth as possible. We have several topics that we cover in a collection of videos. This particular video is on improving focus. Some of our other topics are preparing for change, getting ready for school expectations, making connections, and managing feelings of anxiety. We also have a video dedicated more towards helping older students that combines much of the information in these other videos. The videos can be viewed in any order, so please feel free to watch them in whichever way you feel is best. By the time schools reopen, students will have been out of school for almost half of a calendar year, and possibly even longer than that, depending on when we actually get to go back. It's easy to become distracted and scattered when there's a lot going on around us, like nowadays, and we don't necessarily have the structure that, say, something like work or school can provide. Focusing is like working a muscle in our body. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. The purpose of this presentation is to help you improve your students' ability to focus when we return to school. One way to strengthen our attention muscles is through practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice where we focus on what we're feeling and sensing in the moment. It uses breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices. With mindfulness, you focus on something in particular for a period of time. When you first start practicing mindfulness, it's likely that your attention will tend to wander. Whenever you do notice that your attention has wandered, just remind yourself to bring your attention back to whatever it is that you've chosen to focus on. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day of focusing can help bring us back to attention and help retrain our attention skills. Here are a few mindfulness activities to try with your students. The raisin activity doesn't necessarily have to be raisins. It can be any object that they can hold on to. And then you would ask them to tell you or think about what it looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like, and if it's appropriate, what it tastes like. The body scan is another popular mindfulness activity. It's a little bit difficult to do if you're first starting off with mindfulness, but once you're a little bit more comfortable, it's easier to do independently. When you're first starting off, you might want to consider using an app or a video to help you out, and we'll discuss that in our next slide. For a body scan, what you would do is lie or sit comfortably and then systematically focus on each part of the body. You can either start at the feet and work your way up to the top of the head, or vice versa, starting at the head and going down to the feet, and concentrating on each part of the body slowly to recognize how it's feeling, whether you're feeling tense or relaxed in that part of the body. One of the most well-known mindfulness practice methods is focusing on your breath. You would focus on how your breath goes in and out through the rise and fall of your belly or chest. You can even put your hand on your belly or chest to physically feel how the breath is going in and out. And then you would just breathe deeply for a minute. One final mindfulness practice that we wanted to mention in our video is the 5 senses exercise. with the five senses exercise, you would ask your students to focus on 5 things they see, 4 things they hear, 3 things they feel, 2 things they smell, and 1 thing they can taste. Here are some other ideas for practicing mindfulness. You can use some apps. Many are free or have free exercises available within them. We have a couple examples here for you. There's Calm and My Life Meditation, which was previously known as Stop, Breathe, and Think. There's also many YouTube videos available. Here are a couple that you might be interested in. So I'll just click through and give you an example of what they look like. This particular one is a 2-minute video on mindful breathing. As the children breathe in, the balloon inflates, and as they breathe out, the balloon deflates. This YouTube video has many different mindfulness activities for children. This particular one is called finger breathing. With the finger breathing, the children are asked to breathe in as they go up a finger and breathe out as they go down the finger. This next activity is called settling thoughts. The snow, it represents our thoughts, and we are asked to use mindful breathing to practice settling our thoughts. This next one is the listening game. The children are asked to focus on the sound of a bell and keep listening until the sound completely fades out. This exercise involves counting our breaths. And finally, this one is a method of visualization where the children are guided through some imagery. Let's practice. This is mindful breathing for restlessness that was developed by New Leaf Foundation. It's an audio track, so please feel free to close your eyes and just listen.
Hi, and welcome to this audio for mindful breathing for restless minds and bodies. My name is Stephanie, and I'm a program facilitator at New Leaf Yoga Foundation. Right now, people around the world are being asked to take care of each other by social distancing and staying in self-isolation. As with any change, it can be very difficult to adjust to our new reality. As we are bound to the walls of our living spaces and having to share the space with other beings, we may be feeling a little cooped up. With that pent-up energy, we can start to feel agitated, annoyed, or just generally unsettled, not knowing what to do with ourselves. On the other hand, some of us may be adjusting to this way of life just fine, and that's perfectly okay too. There's no way you should feel, especially in these extraordinary circumstances. So whatever is coming up for you will always make sense. How we're experiencing the world around us is reflected in the world inside us. What we're practicing today is tuning into that inner world with the awareness of our breath. Let's start in a comfortable position. That can be sitting, maybe on a chair or on the floor. This can also be lying down. Wherever you are, rest your hands down. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze on the floor. What that means is we're looking at the ground, but without having super focus on any one point. Soften the space between the brows. Let the eyes be light. Relax your shoulders. We're going to begin with 3 breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. can feel kind of good to make a noise, so I invite you to join along with me. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Return now to normal breathing. In and out through the nose. Notice where the breath is in your body. Is it in your chest? In your stomach? Maybe place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly to help locate the breath. If you could use a couple of words to describe your breath, what might they be? Is it staggered? Shallow? Is it spacious? Open? Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on top of that. Take note of the sensations of holding your heart for a moment. Notice the weight of the hands, the temperature, the pumping of your heartbeat beneath them. Take 5 mindful breaths at your own pace, in and out through the nose. When you're finished, you can lower your hands. Let's do another check-in. Where's the breath in your body now? What words would you use to describe your breath? And finally, how does it feel to be in your body? Do you feel calm, energized? Maybe you feel annoyed or bored, and all of that is okay.
So hopefully that gives you an idea of what mindfulness practice can look like.
Another great way to work on improving your students' attention and focus is through physical activity. Doing some physical activity throughout the day can give the students' brains a break, and it helps them to stay focused. Moving before they start working on something can also burn off some energy and get them ready to focus on the task at hand. Some ideas for physical activity are for them to go for a walk. They can also march or run on the spot. They could play a game like basketball or throw a ball against a wall. Playing catch with someone. Even some push-ups would help. Or they could run up and down some stairs or walk around a room. And they could also stretch. Why not ask your students for other fun ideas for physical activity? Other ways that you can help to improve the students' focus. One thing you could do is to play memory or concentration games. You could do a crossword, a word search, jigsaw puzzles, or even play I Spy. Coloring, writing, drawing, doodling, anything like that can help to improve focus. You can also listen to calming music for focus. I'm going to show you a quick clip from YouTube, and you can just search for calming music, focus music, anything like that, and you'll get absolutely loads of videos on YouTube that will help you to do that. One of the most important ways to help a student improve their focus is for them to get good sleep. We know this is not in your control as an educator, but it's good for you to be aware that it's a factor in a child's ability to focus and attend. You can help your student create a list of what helps to keep them focused. Here are some visuals that show a list of coping tools for the student. The one on the left is made by me using Boardmaker Studio icons, and the one on the right of the slide was found through a search on the internet. But you can use any pictures from the internet, or even yours or the student's own line drawings. I'm going to show you a larger picture of the focus tool that I made. So a closer look at the document shows that there are different activities that will either bring the student to a place of calm or to help the body move and become more alert for learning. This can be accessed wherever you got the video on a TDSB website. Why not give your students some ideas that help people to focus or by calming down or becoming more alert, and let them pick their own top 5 or top 10, or perhaps ask them what helps them to be more alert or more calm once you have explained what those terms mean. Don't forget to use your language lens with brain breaks as well. Sometimes the brain breaks that we're asking our children to do or recommending the students do something to calm them down or something to help them to be more alert can actually be a little wordy, or they may be more of an idiom, a saying, or even just a metaphor. And a lot of kids wouldn't necessarily understand what you mean. So don't forget to make the language more explicit and simplify it where necessary. Some of you may already know about Go Noodle. There are a series of videos that really help with mindfulness and meditation and calming and alerting. And so we're going to show you a video from Go Noodle that's on YouTube, and it helps children to slow down and get to a place of calm.
Melting, melting, melting. We all have those moments when we freeze. We can't move. We can't think. But with practice, we can get good at melting that frozen feeling. Let's freeze up and then melt. Stand up in a spot with a little space around you. Cross your arms and hold your shoulders with your hands. Carefully tuck your chin down and in. Tighten as many muscles in your body as you can.
That was just a short clip. You can find the full version on YouTube. Simply go into the search bar and type Go Noodle melting.
Here are a few things to remember from this particular video. It's easy to become distracted, especially when there's no school or not as much structure to help our children and our students keep focused. Practicing focus skills for a short time each day can help improve them. Some good ways to help improve focus are through mindfulness activities and physical exercise. And there are many other ways to improve focus as well. Talk to your students and find what works for them as a class. Thanks for watching our video on improving focus. We hope that there are some ideas here that will be of help to you. And we hope that you'll consider watching some of our other videos for more information. Thanks again.